We are coming up on 8:46. Most people want a happy and healthy sex life, but a lot of people are still clueless about what that even looks like. Today we're delving into part one of a series of what we call the sex help.
How to improve your
Your sexual life with psychologist Eileen Pallas, who has been a frequent guest on our program. She's going to go over the first 5 ways of how to improve your time, your private time with your partner. And you start out with contextual interest. What does that mean?
Good morning. Most women look at sex and determine their interest in sex in a contextual way. That is.
What does that mean?
That means that they're looking at their personal life in terms of their interpersonal interactions, their physical interactions, their emotional interactions, and they put those all together within the context of their day to determine if they feel interested in sex. So they'll be looking at, let's say, their body image, their stress at work, most importantly, if their partner is being respectful, affectionate, attention, all those things play into the context of their emotional functioning and determines if they feel sexual or not.
And the reason we're hitting this is because most of the problems that are caused between a couple are either sex or money or both.
That could be certainly. So if those are in the way, that could be a problem. And men often just come on rather quickly and abruptly, and that women, it turns them off, although they don't know it because they're not functioning in the context. You had to say quickly.
All right, and you've got circular and linear. I'm not even going to touch that.
Most men look at sex in a very linear way. In fact, often couples do. So they're thinking attraction, kissing, sex, intercourse, sleep, right? But in fact, most satisfied couples report that they function better in a more circular way. That is, that they have a variety of multiple different types of sexual activities: kissing, hugging, fondling, maybe intercourse, different sexual activities, having a shower,
and
eating strawberries and chocolate.
But the affection is a big part of it, and sometimes people do miss that.
Right, that's exactly right. So the affection, the talking, all of that, if you do it in a circular way, there's no beginning and there's no end. You can be sexual as long as you want to if you don't have any end point, but you can just enjoy each other's company and do different kinds of fun, playful activities.
And you also said don't be goal-directed. What is that?
That's a related idea. The idea is many of my patients hear it every day, are looking for, okay, what do we do and how do we get to orgasm? And that ends being suggests that it's goal-directed. In fact, even the word foreplay suggests that it's before the main event, right? But that actually is makes sex very difficult because you get a lot of performance pressure, performance anxiety. You're trying to achieve something rather than simply spending the time enjoying each other's company.
And in a relationship, I mean, whether you're married or with somebody, I mean, it is a very important part of life. But sometimes sometimes people conflate sex as opposed to just the affection with somebody, because they mingle together.
That's the idea of the circularity, is that you enjoy having a shower, massage, whatever you want to be doing, and enjoying each other's company spontaneously and with having fun and pleasure. That's sort of the point.
And communication is always so important. Communication in sex is also important.
Extremely important. It's probably the #1 factor. It's important that you express your needs, men and women, but particularly the #1 complaint about men in relationships is that women don't express their sexual needs. So women, please take responsibility for your own sexual behavior. Tell your partner what it is you need, what makes you happy. It takes the pressure off of him because he doesn't have to guess.
And the last thing you're talking about today, we'll do the last 5 the next time you're in, but is mindfulness.
Mindfulness means that you have an open, aware attention to the present. Many times, particularly women, but both do it, they're having sex, and what they're really doing is the grocery list, wondering what the kids are doing, You're distracted, you're not thinking about what you're doing. Mindfulness says you're having awareness of right now, you're paying attention so that you're able to enjoy sensuality, sexuality, your partner's touch, and be aware of being in the present and feeling it and not being somewhere else in your head and having different kinds of distractions and anxieties.
And you have said in the past when you've been on the program, a lot of times there's the physical attraction that is so big in the beginning, and then it's the more emotional attraction.
Both, hopefully. Hopefully you keep the physical attraction and the emotional attraction, but that's part of the way you do it.
But I mean, the sparks do fly early in a relationship more than they do later on.
I hope not. Well. Cynical.
So I've heard.
Hopefully you keep the sparks flying throughout, but these are some of the things you can do to keep that happening.
All right, and then the next 5 you'll talk about are also related to this, right?
These are going to be the second 5 we're going to do on how to improve your sex life next time, yes.
All right, Eileen. Thank you very much.
Thank you.